Hi everyone. So let's do a what are you manifesting spread. I like to try to do these about once a week approximately because we are always manifesting whether we know it or not. And for those of you who are intentionally manifesting, then this is a good way to see if we are on track. Also, today marks the first day of the sun being in Libra and also the fall equinox. So there should be some big energies around us, but let's see. So we're starting with the Four of Swords, King of Swords, King of Wands, Two of Wands, Page of Cups, underneath the Hermit, Temperance, Eight of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Strength. Underneath everything is the Queen of Swords. So with this Queen of Swords being underneath everything, it's reminding me of a very authentic version of yourself. The Queen of Swords does not pretend. She is very clear. And I say she because this is a queen, but queens can be anyone. Anyone can be a queen, and the queen is you in this reading. So you are showing up as a very authentic version of yourself, a no-nonsense version of yourself. So this idea that the advice coming through from your inner Queen of Swords is really saying, don't water yourself down. Be your authentic self, and the people who like it, great. The people who don't like it, also great. Be your authentic self is what this Queen of Swords under the deck is telling me. I feel like with this Four of Swords that you are in a very meditative position right now, that you may be healing from things. You could be balancing out your thoughts right now. It feels like you're at kind of a time of peace. So when you're at a time of peace, it's a really great time to just maintain your dignity. And so if there are people in your environment who may be mistreating you, and I say that because we have the King of Swords in your challenge position, I do really feel like this is a time to maintain your dignity. You're at peace, your emotions are calm, your thoughts are calm, your mental activity is calm. So I do want to say that if there was someone in your past or someone who maybe used to trigger you and they're still trying to get that same reaction out of you, it feels like it's not really working anymore because you're in this Four of Swords energy. And I see you moving into this Hermit energy where you take the wisdom of everything this King of Swords taught you. So we're seeing a King and Queen of Swords here too, which this could be an ex. For many of you, it will probably be an ex, but it does not have to be. This can be a family member. This can be platonic. This can be a coworker. So make it make sense for your story. But the person who used to trigger you, it feels like you're healing from that. You're moving into like a much calmer mind space. And you're taking that wisdom into this hermit mode where it's like the hermit mode, no one can touch you. No one can hurt you when you're in hermit mode because you've retracted all of your energy back to yourself. So it feels like you're kind of in a very peaceful and lighthearted mood and environment, in spite of the fact that there is someone here who is trying to trigger you. This King of Swords is showing up in your challenge position. But again, I kind of think the fact that they were triggering you has helped your healing, has accelerated your healing and your well-being. So I do feel that that person was part of your healing, but also it's not triggering you anymore. So you see yourself as temperance. So you see yourself as being very balanced. You see yourself as kind of compromising. But I think that that's what makes you attractive to people like a challenging King of Swords. So for example, if you tend to be the one to always give in, if you're the one who always compromises, if you're the one who does all the work, so make that apply to your story. But you see yourself as that. And sometimes challenging people can take advantage of that, can take advantage of your kindness or take advantage of your generosity. And so I think that that's the part that you're sort of healing from, is is knowing that you can be kind, of course, and be generous, of course, but who to be kind to and who to be generous to and why. So in your soul is this King of Brooms. So your soul wants you to really take some kind of confident action. Your soul wants you to lead something. This could be about leveling up at work. The King of Wands is generally my card for boss. So there is something here that your soul really wants you to step forward into, to boss up about. And I feel like it has to do with relationships. So when I say there's this level up, it feels like, and this does not, again, have to be a love relationship, because if I'm seeing the King of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, this could be about you and your work, people, your interpersonal relationships that you have at work. So I feel like instead of you perhaps over giving at work, if this is a work situation, perhaps instead of you over giving to this person, you're starting to step into your own power. Your soul is kind of urging you to do that. That instead of being kind of non-committal about what your next steps are, or non-committal about what you're going to do for yourself, it feels like your soul is saying, no, this is, now you're healed. This person doesn't trigger you anymore, but now it's time for you to take it one step further and level yourself up when it comes to any and all of your interpersonal relationships. And that's what we were saying, that it feels like this energy of you, the triggering person caused you to heal, but that healing is now causing you to not be bothered, and in fact is more empowering. So hopefully that makes sense. But in your environment is this Eight of Pentacles. So it's a perfect environment for you to do the self-work. For if this is an actual work reading for you, this is a good time for you to do the hard work and have the money flow or put your plans into motion. And if this isn't about work, if this is about love, then this again is a really good time for you to put that work into yourself, that self-mastery that comes with the King of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. So no matter what you are working on, whether it's an interpersonal relationship, platonic, professional, romantic, it doesn't matter. You're leveling up is what this is really saying. And your soul has the wind in your back when it comes to this, because your soul is really bringing out this King of Wands energy in you. So the Two of Brooms, I can see with the Two of Wands that you have already experienced this change of plans, change of course. And I saw that too, because I see a person who used to trigger you, who now you are at peace with. So sometime in your past, you decided this is not working for me anymore. This has to go in a different direction. And it feels to me like you probably really pulled on your inner divine feminine. Your feminine energy is probably what told you to take this turn. But now that you've made the turn, your divine masculine energy is asking you to level up even more. You've done so much healing, so keep going. Step into your power. Know that you can do this. Even without interpersonal relationships, you can do this. But that only heightens and makes your actual interpersonal relationships that much better. So, but there is a shadow side of you here with this Three of Swords. And I think this is why the Queen of Swords showed up here. I like that you're currently in a Four of Swords, because it tells me that you're healing from this. But when the Three of Swords shows up in your shadow position, this could leave you feeling kind of bitter, that your heart was broken or someone betrayed you in some way. There was a growing conflict somewhere in this dynamic for you. So those types of energies being in your shadow position can sometimes lead to resentments. And so I do feel with this being in your shadow position, especially if you want to manifest in something else, there's generally a need to forgive this person, release this person. There's something in here that festers when we have the Three of Swords in the shadow position. So it's like if you're feeling like you want revenge on this person, if you're still feeling like things aren't fair, or there's some kind of, you can't find peace when it comes to what this person gets to have, or make that make sense for you. That's why this Three of Swords is showing up in your shadow position. So this is really just asking you to let this go, release this because it's time for you to shine. We have the King of Brooms and the Eight of Bricks in this central position here, saying this is your moment. This is time for you to shine. So release this entirely and don't worry about what happens to this person, because they'll have their own karmic justice, and that's really their business to deal with. But you can release everything, and then you can really shine. And so I see that you're focused with this Page of Cups. It feels like you're focused on your inner child. So your inner child, when you're focused on that, is asking you to let go of the past. So this is definitely time for you to envision a new story for yourself, especially with this King of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. This is absolutely a time to make your new story. This is a brand new chapter, and just release whoever this triggering person is. And I can see with your potential outcome here and what you're actually manifesting is strength. You are manifesting in your inner wisdom, your inner mystic, your inner willpower, your inner desires, your inner child. You are manifesting all of this in. You are manifesting in a better version of yourself. You are definitely leveling up. I keep being drawn back to this King of Wands and Eight of Pentacles energy, that you are definitely leveling up. You made a choice not to let this person trigger you anymore. You're moving into this Hermit energy and ultimately into this energy of strength and empowerment. I can't really express that enough. So let me pull a couple of these career and money cards and see how they apply. I've just been called to grab a couple of these. So we have Heart and we have Tree. So the Heart can be about something you love, someone you love, jobs that you love. And the Tree is certainly about financial growth or things coming to fruition, or just abundance in general, growing, things that are growing, stability. So I like that we got these two things. If this is a job reading for you, then yeah, I do really feel like there is definitely financial growth with the Tree and the Eight of Pentacles. If you're focusing more on a business instead of a love relationship, for example, this is your time to shine. If this is about love for you and you're just moving through interpersonal relationships and getting better at leveling up, this Heart is just saying that you've done a lot of emotional spending on whoever this person was, but now it's time to release that and get someone that you really love with this Page of Cups and strength. So there you go. That is what you are manifesting. You are manifesting in the best version of yourself. So will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.